The end is nigh, boys. We got Microsoft and Sony are fighting over Activision, and it's hilarious. Make sure to smash.
So we're getting closer and closer to that Microsoft Activision deal eventually going through for roughly $70 billion.
Right now, I mean, the US has approved, but we're still waiting for UK.
The expectation is for it to be completed by like midway through 2023, just based on their fiscal year and how it all lines up for Microsoft. But there's also speculation out there this deal could be getting done possibly before the end of this year. Although when you work...
Yo, if this deal becomes, okay, if this deal finalized before June 2023, does that mean that all of a sudden we're gonna see Call of Duty's come to Game Pass early on, or are they gonna wait a little bit long? Thoughts?
Into like the holiday season, if you get beyond like September or October, usually you just say, okay, next year it'll most likely get done when business more or less resumes fully for a lot of these companies. But in the entire process, as we are leading up to the conclusion of this deal, there are a lot of questions that are being asked of different companies, and we're also getting some official statements that are being put out there online through like public disclosure and stuff. And there have been some interesting comments from both Sony and Microsoft. As
dude, both of them are fighting. Like both of them, it's like, damn, bro, like Sony fighting, we got Xbox fighting, and they always say that, yo man, the fans are always toxic, the fans are always toxic. Now, my guy, they're fighting like two broken records out there. They're fighting like two drunk chicks in a club, right? So I mean, damn, man, that's Sony and Xbox for
one
you,
side is trying to play up this deal as basically the end of the world, and the other one trying to downplay it completely. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, make sure you hit that like button. Helps out.
Make sure to smash and the subscribe bell.
Make sure you subscribe down below. I've already talked about Sony. That was in Newswave, where we went over some of their comments, and they essentially said, hey, there's nothing we can do. The rival Call of Duty, it's too entrenched.
Dude, Sony literally gave up. Sony's like, man, there is no other game. There's no they got so many good IPs, bro. They got so many good IPs, but Sony like, nah, man, like we cannot make a new game. We cannot do it because Call of Duty is the best-selling game out there. Meanwhile, Xbox is like, dog, like it's nothing special. Like Activision do not make any unique games. I bet he's gonna say that.
Just like the gaming community, the gaming space, right? And they're kind of right about that, because every year Call of Duty comes out, every year it immediately becomes the best-selling game of that year, right? Like, and it does it in a month or something. It's pretty wild how much money Call
My guy, it probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't like first 3 days though.
Call of Duty generates. And now we have Warzone, which is like their ongoing live service. They also have Call of Duty Mobile, which has over 100 million downloads on phones. So yes, Call of Duty just rolls along every single year. And Sony basically said, we can't do much to rival it. If this deal goes through, they didn't say they're in trouble, but like it's going to be a significant chunk of their revenue that is essentially controlled then by Microsoft, right? Well, Microsoft had a different viewpoint on this one. We can see this over on Rock, Paper, Shotgun. And essentially, as different regulatory bodies are reviewing this, they are asking questions from different companies. We talked about how with the questionnaires that went out from Brazil, that Sony was the only company that seemed...
Bro, if Brazil did not leak that would have been crazy, because I believe that Ubisoft, EA was there, and they were like, yeah, man, like, you know what? We're in the favor of Microsoft. Let them have Activision. And Sony was like, yo, dog, the heck you talking about, man? Like, yo, Ubisoft, I thought we were homies. Yo, EA, I thought we were homies, man. How dare you say that? Yo, where's my SMG at though? Yo, what? How dare you say that, man? How dare you get the F out? And now we're Brazil ended up bukaking both of them, or in fact just Sony alone, and they leaked the entire situation, and Microsoft saw that. They're like, and I bet you, man, listen, man, Microsoft is definitely gonna exploit this. They're definitely gonna exploit Sony's cries. They're gonna exploit Sony fear, and it's gonna be crazy. I do believe that this is gonna be really good for gamers, man, like, because Sony is definitely gonna try hard to compete, and Microsoft is definitely gonna try hard to compete. In fact, like, for the longest amount of time, Sony was actually the top dog, and now it seems like that Microsoft is catching up.
To oppose this deal. No one else really cared, and apparently some large companies like Apple barely filled the thing out because they don't care. But Sony does. So Microsoft having to play the opposite end of the extreme with this, which they want this to go through. So in their mind, they have to pretend like it's not necessarily a big deal with what Call of Duty is able to do year in, year out. They say, specifically with respect to Activision Blizzard, that's how you know they're about to say something mean or bad. They say
it's always like that, guys. You know, in respect, you know what? I respect it, but then they drop that massive butt in the situation.
Video games. There is nothing unique about the video games developed and published by Activision Blizzard that is a must-have for rival PC and console video game distributors that could give rise to a foreclosure concern, which I think that part of the statement is the most important. Essentially, this is, by the way, a response to New Zealand Commerce Commission. So they were asked about this, and obviously they're going to be like, that's not a big deal. It's just Call of Duty. Like, don't worry about it, right? But they say specifically a foreclosure concern, as in, if Call of Duty went away tomorrow, do you think that any company would necessarily fold and just go out of business outright? I guess he could.
The fact that Microsoft is gonna be getting Activision, and Microsoft is dead ass saying that, dog, like, there's nothing unique. There's nothing, zero unique thing about Activision. That gotta be the biggest cap, bro. If there's nothing unique about it, why did you buy it for $70 million? That's the crazy part. I know they're downplaying, and that's very smart on their behalf, because after all, they're trying to get this deal to close, and this is what you gotta tell FTC and all of these regulatories out there, because you know what, they're like, so Mr. Phil Spencer, tell us a little bit about why you buy Activision. And they're like, well, you know what I mean, right? It's nothing unique. They do not have any must-have games. I don't know what Sony's talking about. Hey, we do not know. Sony's just a drunk chick out there. Slap them up, or I don't know, man. They're completely Riri, and that's Microsoft right now.
Make the case for Activision Blizzard, but like, they'd be able to go on and make other games. I think they would still exist. They existed before Call of Duty was around. Maybe not at the capacity they do now and the amount of revenue they generate, but surely the PlayStation, the Xbox, obviously the Switch, it would go on, right? Like, it would just move along. All right, we don't have this cash cow necessarily, but there are a lot of other games that come out, and this isn't going to send us into, as they say, a foreclosure concern, which is really the most important part here, because that is what any of these regulatory bodies would be concerned about. Would this affect the market in a negative way that would then affect consumers in a negative way?
And we're also hearing that Microsoft, this is not gonna be the end. Sony has already confirmed that they're gonna be buying more, they're gonna be having more acquisitions, and even Microsoft just the other day, and this is not really like shocking or anything like that, we already know they're gonna be buying more, they're gonna be buying more studios and have more acquisitions. But who are they gonna buy? The fact that Microsoft already confirmed that they're gonna be having more, who do you think they're gonna buy? EA is saying that we want to stay independent, you never know, they might change their mind and they'll be like, yeah man, let us go with the Microsoft, and they might get bumbleclad in the situation, dog.
Negative way. And Microsoft's basically like, no. And Microsoft has said they're gonna keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Listen, we're gonna find out what Microsoft really thinks.
Dude, I listen, man, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, 2 years later, Microsoft is like, well, we kind of change our minds. It's gonna come to Xbox and PC only. Maybe Nintendo. Maybe we're gonna give it to the Nintendo homies, but PlayStation, nah, man, you guys, get the F out, okay? Like, you guys, we cannot do that, bro. That would be crazy, man. The amount of Call of Duty fanboys there are, a lot of soya boys will be like, yeah, man, I gotta, oh my god, I gotta get me the Xbox. And some of the Sony ponies would be down bad. The Xbox would be doing helicopters with their release, and people but I get in this situation, let me tell you, man.
After this deal goes through, they were very cagey with their responses around what was going to happen after the Bethesda ZeniMax deal went through with Starfield, and oh, look at that, Starfield's not on PlayStation. So again, there is a marketing deal that is in place with Sony for the next couple of years, but when that's up and everyone basically has just accepted that Call of Duty is part of Microsoft's staple of franchises, we'll see what they really think then. But
yeah, boys, but click on this video on the screen. I'm telling you, man, Sony, they just went crazy, dude. They just went crazy. Click on this video and I'll see you right there. Subscribe.